just not missing from long range. They're getting themselves back into contention here. Bounce pass! Luton up with the dunk.
David Bamasai.
In it goes. Bogdanovic. Great steal. Middleton has the freedom of the court.
David Bamasai. That is the new name on the lips of everyone this afternoon. The Kenyan
Snatch the rebound.
has won the Lagos City Marathon, and not just winning the Lagos City Marathon, he also broke the record.
Time is up for the United States. They are beaten again for a second night in a row. It's Serbia.
And of course, cashing home
Top.
$50,000. Of course, I'm going to give you a lowdown of how the Lagos City Marathon went there this morning. Welcome to Sport Drill, the Sport Illuminator, Raymond to the lock. And of course, you know how these shows are runs.
It's up. The arm is dead.
Strictly for grassroots sports, grassroots development. Talk about so many things. The past, the present, and of course the future. And of course we look at how can we develop race sports within our state, and of course Nigeria as a whole. We now do bring in extra former Nigerian athletes, be it football, basketball, tennis, and many more, and also former coaches and administrators. It will be different today. Definitely. Last week was superb, and of course today definitely will be superb. But then before we go to various talks and discussions, a little bit of some news from the local front, grassroots news as far as concerns Nigeria. Definitely, you can watch us live on Facebook, Pensioners FM 106.7, Pensioners FM 106.7. So you can listen to us live, www.pensioners1067fm.com, www.pensioners1067fm.com, or www.liveonlineradio.net, www.liveonlineradio.net. Search for Pensioners FM and you'll be through listening to us live.
Serbia just not missing from long.
Well, wait to my guest to be around. Definitely, I'll take you around. Some news that concerns Nigeria. Like you heard, Lagos City Marathon. Have a new winner.
Luton up with the dunk. Bogdanovic. In it goes. Bogdan.
David Bamasai Tumo is a Kenyan with a new record of 2 hours and 10 minutes.
That's the freedom of the court to throw it down.
He set a new record, and with that record, he has been awarded $20,000. First prize has to be $50,000.
Walker gets it. 3-pointer from Kemba Walker. Looks as though.
But then because of breaking that record, he has been awarded an extra $20,000, making him a winner of $70,000. That is what sport can give you. So much money in the bank for the Kenyan David Bamasai Tumo. of course, still within the negotiating marathon.
Can he make it 1-0 to Roma? He can! Emphatically! Colour off, gives the Giallorossi the lead in the Derby della Capitale. Can he equalise here on the turn? Pulls it back! In! Luis Alberto! And finally, they make one of those chances count.
Whip on it this time for Lautaro Martinez, who sets Inter on their way. He's got it. Aguero's made the run. Here's De Bruyne, and Manchester City have the lead on 71 seconds.
The husband and wife have emerged as the first Nigerian to finish this Lagos City Marathon.
Lovely turn, tipped out by Adrian. Alexander-Arnold had to do that. Alexander-Arnold, Nick Pope's got to watch.
David Palm
Over him and it's in. Trent
and his wife have become the first set of Nigerians. Became the first set of Nigerians
Aldo's up as well,
to finish to finish the Lagos City Marathon.
How about that for an introduction?
Imane Gyan and of course his wife Deborah Palmer.
Well,
He marked the first Nigerians to complete the 42-kilometer race at the 2020 Lagos City Marathon. Imane Gyan was the first male Nigerian that finished 33rd overall with a time of 2 hours 25 minutes and 30 seconds. While Palmer, his wife Deborah Palmer, was the first female Nigerian to get off to finish to be the number one in our category, winning 14 overall with a time of 2 hours 45 minutes and of course 17 seconds.
as well. Serbia just not missing from long range. They're getting themselves back into contention here.
Still sport drill, a little bit of information before my guest comes in.
Bounce pass. And Luton with the dunk. Bogdanovic. In it goes.
But that was not all.
Bogdanovic
Still at the Lagos City Marathon.
has the freedom of the court to throw it down one-handed for the USA.
That was the first race in the morning.
They've got plenty for
The second race is still on. The 10-kilometer race at Ikoyi Link Bridge. It's still on, apparently.
action. Pitch
And
again.
of course,
He is racking
in case it does finish before we finish here, we're going to give you the result as it unfolds. Of course, my guest is here. And finally, we're going to go into discussion. Definitely last week he was here, but then by popular demand,
From long range, they're getting themselves
just like you asked for it, I had to tell him to please come back once again because of some unfinished business. Two-time former Super Eagles coach, former CAF and FIFA technical instructor, Chief Adegboye Onigbinde. My guest once again, this is the concluding part 2.
and Luton up with the dunk.
Welcome, sir.
Nice being here again.
Yeah, you're welcome. How was the journey, sir?
Not too bad.
You're welcome. Thanks so much for making it this time around once again. Quickly to the show, because of our time, 11 minutes past 12. We're going to start again from where we stopped last week. If I will recollect very well, you were talking about 3SC. That was the last. Because of our time, we had to cut it short. And you were talking about making it, I mean, you asked the fans, who is 3SC? Is it the players or the fans? And the supporters said, you made them know that they are actually the club.
They are the club, yes.
Not the players. And you are trying to, I mean, give what you wanted to do, how it can be run in a very great way. That was what you were saying before we had to call it a day last week. So we are starting all over again on that shooting star issue.
Well, thank you. I have always believed that Shooting Stars could be the greatest club in Africa if properly handled, with the followership, the enthusiasm, and the general support. But it's not only with Shooting Stars. I have a strong belief that the major problem with sports management in Nigeria is administration. And until we get it right, it will take us a long time. I was saying about the Shooting Stars.
Yes, sir.
I told the so-called supporters, I told them they were not supporters. They were the club.
Major stakeholders.
And that was why I requested each one of them, give me 1,000 naira, I make you a director. I incorporated the club, and we will have gone much, much far, but that has become history.
What happened during the line?
Well, what happened then is what is still happening up till now. I said it that by FIFA statutes, Nigeria does not have one football club.
Yeah.
What we have are parastatals. And parastatals are not recognized by FIFA. But because those of us who know all these things are patriotic, we keep quiet. I think I gave an example that in FIFA statute, there is a clause which says the governing board of any football body must be democratically elected.
Yes, you said that.
Tell me one club in this country, so-called club in this country, that is in that position. So, and that is the essence of it. Even at that time, I graduated the membership. So, if 1 million people, I believe I can still get 1 million people who call themselves
Shooting Star supporters.
If each one of them gives me 1,000 or give me 1,000 naira, that will have given me 1 billion.
1 billion.
And now I graduated it, 10,000, 5,000, 2,005. But then, people have been getting this story, and some people have been making attempts. It's one thing to get a story; it's another thing to be able to know exactly how to execute it. So that is the sad thing. And this is not only with Shooting Stars. We are just using Shooting Stars as an example. That is what happens to almost all so-called clubs in Nigeria.
So at the point of that implementation from you, sir,
yes,
I want to know, definitely it didn't last long.
Yeah.
And what will have been the...
It didn't even take off.
At all.
They did not allow it to take off. Because people have been used to getting government money, spend the money, they make noise 2-3 weeks, they will recycle them back. It's easy to spend government money. But if you contributed into a club, it becomes a private organization. And you cannot just spend the money anyhow. People will ask questions.
Definitely.
But in this case, you and I know, people who have spent government money, they go away, they make some noise. After some years or a couple of years, they are back.
It's over and they return back to position. Okay. And what do you think can be done to, let me put it this way. Is it possible at any point in time, should it start to become a private club?
It depends on the reaction of the people. I gave out the option. I gave out the opening. And only God knows what Shooting Stars will have become today. If we are able to make from this subscription, if we are able to make 3 billion naira every year, shouldn't you have gotten our own stadium today?
Definitely.
And maybe some of these big supermarkets will have been owned by Shooting Stars, or even bigger one by Shooting Stars. It's business. Football is business.
Definitely.
Yes.
In the Derby della Capitale.
Football is business. Let me say sports is business. Just ask someone winning $50,000 in Lagos City Marathon. That shows how much money sport can give. Moving further, sir, you talk about administration. How do you think administration can be run that could favor Nigerian sports?
Now, I've just said something now. That the governing board of any... Now, let us take it from Shooting Stars. We are just using Shooting Stars as an example.
Exactly.
I mean, this is a general thing.
So that is
the closest to us.
We are in your state.
Okay. Now, if Shooting Stars, if people who are genuinely interested subscribe and they become directors, they will sit down to elect their officers. So it's almost sure that they will elect people who know about what they want them to do.
What do you want them to do?
A situation where you get a carpenter to become chairman of a football club. You see, that is where the problem starts from. Because of the popularity of football, everybody wants to go into it, whether he knows about it or not. And that is what is killing football in this country. I think I asked last week, go take your memory back. When last did we have a minister of sport who has strong sporting background come down like that to the state commissioner of sport? When last did we have it? So when you are in a strange environment, you do what you like.
Definitely.
Yes.
When you're in a strange environment, you do what you like. I want to take you back to a bit of Super Eagles.
Yeah.
You were two-time Super Eagles coach, of course, 1980s and of course the early 2000s. Mostly remembered for the 2002 World Cup for new generation like us.
Yeah.
During the 2002 World Cup, there was this report that came out.
Yes.
I mean, whether rumor or true, I just wanted to shed light on it. You were at the World Cup. Before the World Cup, before you've been calling to be the coach, at Mali 2002, where they had Nations Cup, when Nigeria lost to Senegal in the semi-final, there are some stories that came out.
Yeah.
I mean, between you, I think you are one of the match leaders, if I will not be wrong.
In Mali.
In Mali.
Yes, I was.
Yes, you were one of the match leaders.
And it was on my recommendation. You know, in early 2002, I applied for it was advertised, and people pressurized me to apply for the position of head of technical department of the NFA then. I applied, I was appointed, and while we were discussing the modalities, I let them know that one of the major assignments of the technical department is that whenever there is any technical problem with any national team, the technical department takes over in the interim. It was as a result of that I was called. When the team broke down in Mali in January, February 2002, the players were disbanded, the coaches were disbanded. But I was not in the country when they called me back to come and perform that function. You are the
technical part of the technical department.
The head of the technical department.
So definitely
now the national team is in trouble. What do we do? I was called back to come and to remodel the team. And that was in March. Now look at the way FIFA does their things. Between two World Cups, you have a space of 4 years.
4 years, definitely.
FIFA wants to give you 4 years to
prepare.
Now, I was brought in March. The competition was in June.
Yeah. Just 3-4 months?
Less than 3 months.
Definitely.
I was there. And again, all the players who are disbanded in Mali said if any one of them was not invited back, none of them invited will come. And that if any one of them came, he was coming to sabotage. So I started looking for players at the local level. But within those 3 months, we played 7 friendly matches. 7 friendly matches. We won 5 and drew 2. The 5 we won included beating
Ireland
in Dublin, beating Scotland in Glasgow, beating Kenya, I think, in Lagos, and so on and so forth. And we drew only 2 matches. So when these old players saw that the team was coming on, they started appealing, begging to be allowed to come back. And that was the mistake I made.
So you allowed them back?
I allowed them back. Some of them were very good, they were lawyers, but we had 1 or 2 who actually came to do what they said they would do, to sabotage.
Can we know them?
I don't think I remember their names. For instance, the match against Argentina.
Yeah, the first match.
The first match.
Yeah.
One of my key defenders was watching Batistuta head the ball. In spite of my discussion in the dressing room.
One of those good defenders, are they one of those players that came back to the team?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. One of the players who, in fact, he was the one who mounted the higher pressure on me to allow him to come back.
Can I give you a guess? It's not
a question of guess. So, We played against
We played Argentina first game.
Argentina
We played
first game.
Sweden the second game.
It was the same player who gave Sweden their 2 goals.
Was he crying after the game? That player.
He was pretending to be crying.
Okay, I think I know now.
So,
I know the name.
well, maybe you will tell me later. Now, that was why, for the 3rd game, I changed the lineup
Against England.
against
Ended goalless.
I brought in,
Okpabumi came in,
Okpabumi.
Fizet and Yama came in.
and I played some people in positions they had not been playing.
I think that was then the lack of Johnny Tucker also was
Okay.
in that team and the likes.
So what happened? When we were going out to warm up for that match, some of these old key players were talking. They said, look at the Yeye team he's going to use against England. And I said, well, those are the people, because people started calling us, myself and the chairman, General Oneya, they started calling on phone. Is this the team you want to use against England? I said, switch off your phone. That is the team that will play. And we eventually played a draw. When last did Nigeria play a draw against England?
It's been a long time, definitely.
So if I had used that team, I usually don't regret my actions. But if I had used that team against Argentina, against Sweden,
maybe
we would have gotten to the final of that competition. Because FIFA wrote in their report that was the game, match against England was one of the best in the series.
that worked.
And in fact, immediately after the match, Ericsson, the England coach, rushed to me, hugged me, and said, "It's beautiful," and so. So anyway.
So is it just the players that begged or there are pressures from the federation?
No, it was
for their inclusion.
It was the players who were begging people to beg me. I remember we played a match. I think it was the match against Scotland. They came into the dressing room to appeal to me, to beg me, promising to be loyal, to be dedicated, and so on and so forth. And I took them for their words.
Nigerian football. So why, after the tournament, I will have, yes, I think a bit of then, if I remember, I think I was impressed with what I saw after the third game against England, because already, we're in a tough group of them, definitely. England, Sweden, Argentina, it was just so tough. But then, why did you continue? Why did they give the job to Christian Chukwu at the end of the day?
Now, let me tell you one thing about me. I'm aware of this, that I pretend to be living in a foreign land, not in Nigeria. Not behaving like typical Nigerians. I believe in the truth, and I can't see myself changing from it. Now, after all these results, the matches we played before the World Cup, even the World Cup matches,
itself.
I came back, I gave a report. And the next thing I saw was that somebody else would take over. And I walked away. I walked away. In fact, before they wrote their letter, I had walked away. And it's unfortunate. And modesty will not allow me to say a few things I would have loved to say.
I would have loved to hear them, sir. All the listeners, because we are actually dealing with
The
basic
issue is
Nigerian
this.
issue.
I want you to mention names of some other coaches who have worked with at the world level for as long as I did. Even at African level. I was with CAF for 25 years. FIFA, 20 years.
45, but
Up to now. What are my rewards? My reward now is that they don't even want to see me around them, because I will not keep quiet to watch them do it the way they want to do it, the wrong way most of the time. And it's unfortunate, but I thank God. The greatest gift one can have from God is life.
live, definitely. So that means the likes of
In the next 1 month, I will be 82.
82 years.
I thank God for His blessings.
So, oh yeah.
Three, and he knocks one down as well. Serbia just not missing from long range. They're getting themselves back into contention here.
Before I move,
Even then,
okay, sir.
let's look at the local level, at the state level. I have been with shooting stars 7 times.
7 different times.
7 different times. There was none of these occasions where I was removed because of poor performance or because of
Money laundering or corruption.
laundering or whatever. But up till now, the club is still owing me money. And somebody now wrote a letter to me that my employment by late governor,
Yeah. Additional. Lamid additional.
was improper. I have a letter of appointment and I was there for 2 years. I moved the club from relegation to Premier League. And yet somebody is saying that my appointment was improper. And so they will not pay me my entitlement. That's life. That's Nigeria for you.
That improper appointment, I would love to ask, how was it improper?
They have to explain to me. I've told you. Now, it took Lamadeshina 5 months to appeal to me to come. Because I told him I had been there 6 times. I didn't want to come the 7th time. But the man persisted, using his deputy, Oladokun, to mount pressure on me. 5 months before they eventually wrote a letter of appointment, which is in my file. And yet they say my appointment was it. I always thank God for everything. If I had wanted to use my position, if I take this matter to FIFA, FIFA will first of all suspend that club for 1 year. At least 1 year. And I wonder where they will start after the 1 year suspension. But how can I now be instrumental to destruction of what I spend my money, my energy, everything to build? That is one aspect of it. And there are a lot of things that could be done
For that club to be good.
So, as I said, I thank God for His blessings.
They are beaten again.
Before I go to the MPFL,
To come out on
I
top.
want to go to your appointment at Trinidad and Tobago. Very well, I remember on that 17 World Cup in 2001. I think I'm right, if I'm not wrong. The Okpabumi then, and the likes. You are the manager of that Trinidad and Tobago team, the coach.
No. This was what happened. We were in Malaysia for the Junior World Cup in 1997.
Okay.
We were in Malaysia for the Junior World Cup. And Jack Warner, who was the first vice president of FIFA
then.
and from Trinidad and Tobago, was heading our zone. You know, initially they would break the teams into zones. He was heading our zone. So one day, he called a dinner for FIFA people in that zone. We were at the dinner. He was sitting across the table opposite me. And at a point he said, Chief, if Nigerians have people like you, why do they go to Europe looking for coaches? The man at the head of the table that day was Slim Alulu, a Tunisian, who was then the chairman of CAF Technical Committee. In about 10 minutes, Jack Warner said, Chief, tell me why you will not come to Trinidad and Tobago to help us. I kept quiet. It was Slim Alulu who answered him. Said, no, we cannot allow Chief to leave Africa. And we all kept quiet. Less than 2 hours after that meal, I got a letter from Trinidad and Tobago, slipped into my room, letter of appointment. And they wanted immediate response. I started dodging Jack Warner until we got to Kuala Lumpur, the capital
of Malaysia.
And then suddenly I got an invitation from Sepp Blatter for a meeting. I said, what kind of meeting? When I got in there, I discovered we were just about 3 or 4. He said, Chief, Jack told me he wanted you to come to Trinidad and Tobago and you have not responded. I looked at him. He said, Chief, okay, because all these people understood me very well. He just looked at my face and said, Chief, you know what? Regard it as part of FIFA development program. And I was on FIFA Technical and Development Committee. You know, my hands were tied.
So the journey to just decided to.
So I kept quiet again. He looked at the face. He said, Chief, you know what we do? We will send you to West Indies for 2 months, understudy the place, and then take your decision. That was how I left. That was how I ended up in West Indies, October, November 1997. As soon as I landed at Port of Spain, the capital of Trinidad and Tobago, Jack Warner gave me an envelope. I thought it was full of dollars. Then he said, "Yes, that's the contract. As you go around, read, make your input, and then we'll discuss when you come back." I made my input. When I came back, I gave him back the envelope. After 2 or 3 days, I said, "Jack, what's happening? We are not discussing." He said, What do we have to discuss? I saw your input and I agree. Sit down, let us sign now. That was how I ended up in Trinidad and Tobago. And then, Trinidad and Tobago was going to host
The under 17.
2001 under 17.
Yeah,
World Cup.
that's what I'm very important. I remember very, very
So
well.
if I got in there in 1998 and the competition was in 2001, that meant I had about 4 years
Yes, to prepare.
to prepare. So I asked them to give me under 14 boys, which they did. And I told Jack Warner, I said, for 1 year, don't ask me for a match, because that is what football is all about. Develop before you compete. That is what we are not doing in Nigeria.
Develop
Before you
compete. 1 year, don't ask me for a match.
Yes. Let's go back to our schools. Does a teacher start with examination or development first?
No.
You develop, then you set examination to assess the level of development. But that is what we are getting wrong in Nigeria. We believe competition is development. It is not. You are not developing. What are you assessing? And we are not even assessing our competitions in this country.
No.
We have not trained anybody as a technical analyst to analyze this match. That was what got me to Malaysia then. Right from the time I joined FIFA, I used to be on the technical study group.
Technical study group. That is a big aspect. I don't want to put it in football alone. Generally in sports. How many technical advisors do Nigeria have? Possibly as Nigeria produced, apart from you, or possibly we have today? Because I know in Super Eagles there is always this name, technical advisor. West Ham was technical advisor.
And I've always criticized them. There was a time they were even calling the man they are now raw. I said, who is he advising? Who is the technical advisor to England team, Brazil team, and so on and so forth? We are getting a lot of things wrong. Is the man solely in charge of the team you are calling him? The technical advisor to Nigerian Football Federation is their technical director, who should be the boss of whoever is coaching in Nigeria. Raw should report to him. That's how it should be.
The technical director of Nigeria, do we have one?
They say we have one.
By name? I'm just hearing technical director to Nigerian football today.
Yes.
But I don't seem to know his name.
I'll come up with it later.
Okay, sir.
But the issue is this. If our administrators, and that was why I was talking about administration, if our administrators accept the fact that the technical director is the custodian of whatever our football is going to be, they will be very careful
of who
is appointed. What is the background? The man there now is a good friend of mine, Bitrus Bewarang.
Okay, yeah.
He's a good friend of mine.
The name sticks.
This morning we have communicated, but I know what problems he has. So, that is why I was talking about administration. If they go to Brazil to bring coaches in this country, that coach should be under the technical director. But because the technical director is the custodian of what our football is going to be. And everybody has to report to him. And let me put it this is one of the things the administrators don't want to hear. I said it in Osogbo 2 days ago. Football, whether you like it or not, football is a technical matter.
Definitely. That techniques first.
Okay. The administrators are there to service what the technocrats have produced. The administrators are there to service
Service.
what the technical people have produced. But it is the other way in this country. The technical people are under the secretary and some other officials. So we are not getting it right. As I said, whether you like it or not, football is a technical matter.
Is it that they don't know or they just decide to run away from it?
I want to be fair to them. Most of them don't know. And that raises the question. How did they get into those positions?
That's the question.
That's the question. That's
But if people are traveling,
it's
left.
not a question of traveling.
At least if, let's assume, sir, if I go to England, for instance, as a sportsman,
Yes.
there will be something I will go there to do. I'm not going there for party.
Yep.
Not that I want to sleep in hotel. If I go for sport, then I should be able to pick 1, 2, or 3, or possibly get a connection as a Nigerian official now. We are lacking this thing in our country. How do you think you can put it through?
That is the point. Do they know what we are lacking in? Do they know? That is the problem. You see, and how can you look for something you don't know exists?
We just have...
It's a big problem because we have introduced too much of politics into our sport. Too much of politics into our sport. And that is, I asked a question earlier on. When last did we have a genuinely sportsman as our sports minister? As our sports commissioner? When? So how can you get it right if you are not doing it right? It's just not possible. And at this age, at my age now, how can I now start telling lies or pretending that something that is wrong is right?
The state of Nigerian sports. Are you still on to sport drill?
Now, let me say this. Whether at the state level or at federal level, when last did the government appoint a football coach as Attorney General or as Minister for Health?
It has never happened.
It has never happened, but why is it happening in sports?
Our last sport minister was a lawyer.
Oh.
But the current one is a journalist.
Okay. So you can see what I'm saying. How can you blame those people? You blame the situation that brought them into that
position, the system.
The system that brought them into those positions.
Can we ever get out of this?
That's a question for all Nigerians.
That is a question for all Nigerians. You can be part of the show. If you ask 1, 2, 3 questions, for Chief Adegboye Onigbinde, he's here to answer all. 0908 111 1067. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Timothy Adegboye from Ibadan.
Okay, Timothy Adegboye. You have the floor.
Yes. I want to ask our daddy in the house
Okay.
whether our present governor in Oyo State, maybe he employ him or he turn it down. I want to know because by the time he was newly elected, I was thinking that maybe Baba must be one of the coordinator of your sport. Thank you.
Okay, I got that right very well.
Now, let me say this. When he was on his campaign tour before the election,
The new governor.
I was at the toll gate waiting for a friend. When I heard him talking during his campaign, that he had one Baba in Ibadan, Adegboye Onigbinde, who was a schoolmate of his father and so on and so forth. I thank God. And I sent a message to him, thanking him for the honor. But we have not set eyes on each other since then.
Has he used it as a bait to appeal to the people or what?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, till I got a second caller. Hello, good afternoon.
The only time I saw him face to face was during one of these security conference at the UCH here.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, good afternoon, Raymond. Good afternoon, Baba.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Hello. My name is Ola.
Okay, Ola.
Yeah. Baba,
Yes.
A class of
And Leo Ọjọ́ mẹ́ta o. And
yeah, my question, I have 3 questions basically. So,
Okay, be quick, be fast about it, Ola.
yeah, the first one is, why is there a hair or... Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Come again.
I said, why is there an
Ola,
around all Nigerian managers?
why is there what?
And dishonesty.
Ola.
Don't worry, let me call back.
Okay,
Let me
call back,
back.
call back. I can't hear that very well.
now, talking about the governor's situation,
Okay, sir.
I was well and I'm still aware there will be some people hearing him talk about me who will go to him and tell him stories.
Let's quickly discuss, sir. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Olumide.
Olumide from where?
From Ibadan.
Okay.
Well done to Baba. Thank you, Daddy.
How are you?
Very fine, sir.
Okay, your question.
My advice, I just want to make an advice or an appeal to the Commissioner of Sports.
Okay.
Please see Baba very, very urgently and to buy from his wealth of ideas and experience.
Let me give you...
And also to see into the payment of the areas of Baba as well. So that's my contribution.
All right, thank you so much, Olumide.
Thank you. Let me react quickly to that. Since his appointment, I've been to the commissioner's office 2 times and I left messages. He has not fed me back. He has not contacted me back. I know why. There are people, even within the ministry, who will do everything to ensure that Onigbinde was not brought close to the system.
Wow. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, hola.
I'm no.
I think I might need to call the second line for you so that you can call that because this line is breaking.
All right.
Okay, just let me call the 2 lines so that you can pick the one that suits. I think 0908 111 1067, 0908 111 1067, or 0808 010 1067. I think the first line is very clear. 0908 111 1067. Okay.
So the issue is this. At my age, and with what God has done for me,
Yes, sir.
do I need to be a beggar?
Never. Hello, good afternoon. Hello? Oh. Can call back 0908 111 1067, 0908 111 1067. Or quickly, if you want to send your messages via WhatsApp, then 0902 672 1042, 0902 672 1042, and I will take all your messages. Okay, yeah. Okay, I think the caller is back at the moment. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Timothy again.
Okay, Timothy, you call him back.
I want to ask our daddy if Augustine does not maybe come to him, what of his own state, which is also.
Thank you.
Are they too neglecting?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
It
Timothy.
is the same thing that is happening at those two points. In 2013, the then governor of Osun State set up a committee with me as the chairman to make recommendations on how to develop the community through sport. We submitted a 50-page report, 2013. Up till now, nothing has happened.
50-page report.
50-page report.
Wow.
Which will have taken sports to every home.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Adadi. Please, sir, talking about your state, sir.
Yes.
I hope, sir, that you don't belong to a political party because sometimes this is what our politicians always like to run away from. I hope you're not a politician, sir, because you are so full of knowledge. I think you should stand for your knowledge, sir, in this your state. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. He said,
every human being is a political animal. I have been in politics somehow because of for the sake of my community. But I have not been a serious politician.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, I think this is better now.
Okay, yeah, Ola, yeah, you
All
have the
right,
floor.
all right. Yeah, quick one to Baba. I have 3 questions, like I said. So the first one, why is this air of dishonesty around every Nigerian manager, home or abroad?
Dishonesty.
It's a stigma. Now, I refer to that case of Francis Siasia as an example.
That's a big issue.
He looks guilty without even charged already, or charged without, I don't know how to put it. And that has been playing around most of our managers, both home and abroad. We heard about the case of Enugu Rangers some few years ago, where they tried to induce the match officials and so on. So why is that apparent fear of dishonesty just behind every manager? And number 2, don't you think, Baba, that trying to salvage this system of football in Nigeria is a lost cause? Trying to salvage it. You see, Egypt, they jettisoned their football for about 2 years to restructure it because of some problems. And they came up with some better tactics and procedures. Right now, they are one of the best leagues in Africa.
In Africa, yeah.
So why don't you think trying to just save this situation? We have an NFF that's not even registered, that's not recognized by law, and so on, and NMC that came out from the NFF that's not recognized. So is it not a lost cause?
Number 2.
And lastly,
okay,
what do you say about General? How can you rate him? Thank you, Baba. You are doing a good job.
thank you so much, Ola, for that. 3 great questions, sir.
On your first point,
It's a dishonesty around Nigerian coaches, both home and abroad.
dishonesty, is it only among football coaches in this country? It's a general malady, and may God save us from it. But modesty will not allow me to go further on this issue. I said earlier on, I have been in Shooting Stars 7 times. Was there any occasion I was removed because I was dishonest? Rather, I am being sidelined because of that honesty. And I have decided I will not change from it. I agree with you. Dishonesty all over the place. But again, and that was why I said earlier on that I am pretending to be a Nigerian. Because I'm not behaving like, but I'm happy. I'm happy. So that is one.
Number 2, it said hope our league are fighting for our league. I mean, changing our football is not a lost cause.
As of now, unless we change our attitude, it's a lost cause. Because I keep asking myself the question, who is going to effect the change? For as long as we have the type of administrators we are having, the problem will continue. If you continue to do it the way you are doing it, you cannot have a change. I will just pray to God in His own time when He wants to. I'm not saying I'm a saint.
Definitely.
But all animals are equal. But some are more equal.
You talk about the Genetro. How do you rate Genetro?
Now, some time ago, about 3 months ago, they were talking about extending his contract.
Yeah.
And I sent a text message to them. I said, tell me the major achievement of Genetro in the last 3 years. He has been around with us for 3 years. The greatest achievement, bronze, in 3 years. In 1 year, in 1984, I won silver for Nigeria. And there have been some other Nigerian coaches. No, the problem is this. How much are they going to pay a Nigerian coach that will be enough to share?
But they have tried Nigerian coaches and
they have failed.
Most of them have failed.
Did I fail?
No, I said most. I didn't say all.
You don't expect everybody to be good.
But the last set of Nigerian coaches we've had has not really been, be able to deliver. Apart from Keshi in 2013.
Let me tell you this. This situation is not the fault of the coaches. How did these coaches get the appointment? That's the first thing. So you come back to administration. Not only that, have these coaches been adequately prepared for the job? That is where
they've been adequately prepared for the job.
That is where our developmental program comes in. If you want to execute, you want to prepare a developmental program, the first stage is to prepare the people. Now, I remember when I was in teaching, teachers grade 3 course was free because the government wanted to prepare people who would teach the pupils.
Oh.
It was free. Even grade 2,
Hello, sir.
we were earning salaries as students.
Then.
Hello.
Now, what I'm saying is this.
Let's quickly.
Okay.
Hello, good afternoon. Oh, yeah. So you can call back.
What I'm saying is this. First of all, you have to train the trainers.
Train the trainers.
Train the trainers in your developmental program in sports.
Okay, I think the caller is back again. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, your name and where you call. Okay, Timothy again.
This is Timothy.
Yeah, I know.
I want to ask that maybe he has written any proposal to Minister of Sport, Mr. Sunday Gary.
Okay.
And then number 2.
Okay.
You sport journalists, you have a lot of work to do. I know if you know somebody like our Daddy Diaz, you can go together and then present him to the federal level. So that whatever will not just maybe go away with this great talent. And that's why I pray that he will live longer. When he departs now, they will be saying a lot of courses on themselves.
Now,
thank you so much, Timothy, for that advice.
I met Sunday Dare when he was working with a top politician. And so when he got appointed as a minister, I sent a message to him. I've sent about 2-3 messages to him. And to the first message, that was the one he responded to. Thank you, sir. And that was all. But I know what the problems are. As soon as he was appointed, some people would have gone to him because Onigbinde will not allow them to do what they want to do. So they want to drive a wedge between that minister and Onigbinde. It's not only that. I told you I went to the Commissioner for Sports here in Oyo State here. The same thing in Osun.
And none of them are, none is responding. Oh.
So I think he was talking about something else.
Yeah, he said, number one, he said, okay, you first had the second one, he was talking to we journalists that if we know people like him.
I am happy he's talking about media.
Yes.
Media people are one of the major causes of the problems we have in this country. I'm sorry to say, they are my friends.
Yeah.
Look at what is happening in our politics. Inflammatory publications.
Definitely, PR messages
all over the place. And the government says they want to legislate against all this type of thing. And people are crying on the government again that they should not do it. For instance, something happened. Somebody wanted to bomb a church. Was it in Kaduna or somewhere?
Yeah, in Kaduna.
He was apprehended.
Yes, sir.
And a top columnist in this country came out to say that that boy was a Muslim. And he gave a name, the Muslim name. But the father of the child came out and said he is a Christian and his son has never been a Muslim. What do you do about that?
The media course.
Media.
In it goes.
Time is fast pen, 12:55. My DC is already giving me so many signs.
Great steal. Milton has the freedom of the court to throw it down.
Problems within Nigerian sport.
Back along to
Keep talking about it, definitely.
snatch the rebound.
Got a lot to say, but hopefully,
Gets it.
just hope that one day we can get it right in this country. I was just thank you so much, sir, for being on board once again. Thank you so much for coming.
It's a pleasure. And whenever we have the opportunity, we say what we believe is right.
Thank you so much, sir. That was Chief Adegboye Onigbinde, two-time Nigerian coach, Super Eagles of Green Eagles, and of course Super Eagles, and of course former CAF and FIFA technical instructor. For all the people that have called in, I want to say a very big thank you. Of course on Facebook, I can see your comment. For those who join on Facebook, thank you so much. To the producer of this program, Abatunde Tiamio. I've got my DC on duty, Banker Bello. I'm an engineer. star laddie.
Width on it this time for Lautaro Martinez.
Of course, thank you so much. Keep listening to Pensioners 106.7. Up next is news at 1 p.m. Like I used to say, sport is live. Always endeavor to exercise your heart. I remain the sports Illuminator Raymond Rolokwe. Until tomorrow on Sport Tuzzle. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon.
Pensioners Africa.
ẹ̀yin tèmi kò sí kékeré àkàntì nílé.